Hello there, this is Nightline and I'm Nadia Azmi. Here are the top stories. Aid distribution based on need, not race or politics, says PM. Also, government moves to speed up court cases involving children. Good morning. All parties have been urged not to racialise or politicise the government's aid distribution policies. Prime Minister Datuk Seri Anwar Ibrahim stressed that government assistance, be it to states or individuals, is allocated based on need, with every eligible Malaysian standing to benefit. Speaking at the Madani Deepavali Open House in Kuala Lumpur, the Prime Minister stressed that initiatives such as the Sumbangan Tunai Rahmah STR and Sumbangan Asas Rahmah Sara are inclusive programs designed to uplift communities across all backgrounds. He warned that manipulating racial sentiments surrounding aid distribution only threatens national unity and harmony.
Rakan-rakan kita dalam Jemaah Menteri, rakan-rakan saya yang lain selalu bangkitkan, dan saya kata dalam STR kita tak sebut STR India, STR Melayu, STR Cina, STR Sarawak, tak. Tapi oleh kerana banyak kritikan, saya tak ada pilihan, saya terpaksa cerakinkan, jelaskan dalam kabinet. Saya kalau sudah lihat dari dulu, saya tak setuju sangat semua nak ikut kaum. Tetapi nampaknya terus kita diserang kalau tidak buat apa-apa. Sebab itu saya kata STR Aisara untuk masyarakat India itu mencecah 1 bilion ringgit. It's not a small amount.
Anwar also urged Malaysians to approach racial issues with wisdom and rationality, especially when assessing claims made in the public sphere.
Kalau putukan ke Pulau Pinang itu lebih sedikit kerana Pulau Pinang itu majoriti bukan Melayu, terus disanggah, di-attack. Padahal kalau kita lihat Kelantan, Terengganu, negeri lain pun dapat peruntukan yang juga besar. Kita beri peruntukan apa yang kita rasa perlu.
At the same event, the Prime Minister also called on Malaysians to preserve the nation's unique harmony amid its rich diversity of races and religions, urging the public not to be swayed by divisive narratives.
Kita anggap ini biasa. Tapi kalau orang luar lihat, ini agak luar biasa. Ini yang unik yang kita alami. Jaga ini. Ini yang kita perkukuh, kita pertahan dari zaman dulu, ibu bapa kita.
The Madani Deepavali Open House drew in over 5,000 visitors who were treated to traditional Indian delicacies and vibrant cultural performances. A new set of standard operating procedures set to be introduced next week aims to ensure all court cases involving minors are resolved within a year. Minister in the Prime Minister's Department for Law and Institutional Reform, Datuk Seri Azalina Othman Said, stated that the guidelines will be officially launched on October 24th at the Palace of Justice in Putrajaya as part of ongoing efforts to strengthen the judicial system for children.
Jadi bagi pihak bahagian haluan undang dan juga mahkamah, memang fokus kalau kanak-kanak menjadi pelaku ataupun mangsa, kes-kes melibatkan mereka mesti menjadi prioriti lah. Itu yang akan Ketua Hakim Negara, Ketua Hakim Melayah pun telah bersetuju. Dulu kita dah buat guideline setahun, tapi ada beberapa cabaran.
The move is also aimed at reducing delays in court proceedings, which often discourage children from testifying when they reach adulthood. To further speed up and improve the handling of such cases, the government is also expanding the use of child-friendly facilities, including special interview rooms and mobile witness vans, to make the process less intimidating for young witnesses. Meanwhile, the Women, Family and Community Development Ministry has welcomed the introduction of a new standard operating procedure for child-related cases, stating that the new guideline not only speeds up the process of delivering justice, but also helps reduce the emotional trauma experienced by victims and their families.
So kita dari kementerian yang menjaga hal anak-anak ini, kita bergantung juga kepada kementerian yang bertanggungjawab untuk mereka mempunyai satu prosedur untuk membantu kita juga.
She added that inter-agency collaboration is vital to ensure that every child-related case is handled efficiently and in full compliance with the law. Now, Home Minister Datuk Seri Saifuddin Nasution Ismail said a new strategy to strengthen safety at educational institutions will be implemented soon, which includes enhanced police presence in schools. The move goes beyond routine visits with a visible presence of police officers aimed at deterring crime and ensuring a safer environment for students.
Kami perlu tingkatkan rondaan ini. Rondaan ini bersifat omnipresent, ya, omnipresent. Maknanya keberadaan pasukan polis di situ boleh menunjukkan bagaimana polis sebenarnya memberikan fokus tumpuan dan mengambil berat soal aspek keselamatan satu kawasan sekolah.
He was speaking after officiating the 2025 Malaysian Registrar of Society Symposium in Alur Gajah, Melaka. The new initiative follows a cabinet directive calling for more frequent police engagement in schools to curb criminal activities among youths. Apart from maintaining a physical presence, the minister said police will also introduce creative outreach programs to raise awareness among students about crime prevention, including structured engagement sessions and regular safety checks. The pathology report for the female student who was fatally stabbed by her schoolmate in Bandar Utama on Tuesday may take up to 3 months to complete. Petaling Jaya Police Chief Assistant Commissioner Shamsuddin Mahmud said the actual number of stab wounds could only be confirmed once the report has been finalised. So far, statements from 127 individuals have been recorded to assist in the investigation, which is being carried out under Section 302 of the Penal Code for murder. The suspect remains under remand until October 21st. In the incident, the 16-year-old girl was fatally stabbed by a 14-year-old male student inside the girls' restroom. On Thursday, the mother of the deceased had claimed that her daughter was stabbed some 200 times, citing an initial explanation given to her by a pathologist. In a separate case, police have ruled out foul play in the death of a Universiti Malaya student who fell from one of its residential colleges on Friday with no signs of strangulation or other criminal elements detected. ACP Shamsuddin said the post-mortem found that the victim, 22-year-old Ahmad Arif Zawir Muhammad Ali, died due to severe head injuries sustained from a fall from height. So far, police say the victim had no known personal issues prior to the incident. Several of the students' college mates are being called in to assist with investigations. In the incident on Friday afternoon, the Applied Science in Islamic Studies student was found lying motionless at the foot of his dormitory block at around 3:15 p.m. In the meantime, Higher Education Minister Datuk Sri Zamri Abdul Qadir said his ministry and the university will provide assistance to the victim's family. The family of the late Mustaqim Mansor, who died during a climb at Gunung Liang in Mualim, Perak, is urging authorities to conduct a detailed investigation into the incident. His mother, Rohani Saad, said the family has received conflicting accounts surrounding his disappearance and death. A somber atmosphere enveloped Mustaqim's funeral early on Saturday morning as his body was laid to rest at the Lahar Tabut Islamic Cemetery in Penaga next to his grandparents' graves. Rohani said while the family accepts his death as fate, they remain troubled by how he was left behind.
Kita bukan pasal anak mati. Anak mati, kita tahu kita reda, itu ketentuan dia. Yang kita tak puas hati ini, pasal apa mempertinggi dia?
Meanwhile, police have confirmed that Mustaqim's cause of death was hypothermia or extremely low body temperature. His body was airlifted from the mountain peak by a fire and rescue department helicopter on Friday. The 34-year-old had joined the Trans Slim expedition from Bukit Fraser to Gunung Liang on October 11th, together with 10 other hikers and 2 mountain guides. Moving on, the Sabah UMNO and Barisan Nasional have been given the autonomy to determine its own election strategy and choose suitable candidates for the upcoming state polls. BN Chairman and Deputy Prime Minister Datuk Seri Ahmad Zahid Hamidi said the selection of candidates will focus on constituencies with the highest winning potential.
Saya mendengar dengan jelas dan kuat permintaan dari UMNO dan BN Sabah untuk meletakkan calon di 48 kursi Dewan Undangan Negeri. Itu adalah permintaan dari mereka.
Speaking to reporters after attending the Panana Culture Sabah Carnival at University Malaysia Sabah, Zahid added that 5 potential candidates have been proposed for each constituency, but said all recommendations will be thoroughly reviewed before a final decision is made. He also confirmed that discussions with Pakatan Harapan have been held to ensure there is no overlapping of seats. Now, to curb the spread of fake information ahead of the Sabah state election, the Malaysian Communications and Multimedia Commission MCMC has been directed to hold discussions with the police and the Election Commission. Communications Minister Datuk Fahmi Fadil issued the directive after MCMC received complaints regarding doctored images and fake campaign posters circulating online, even though the election has yet to officially begin.
Jadi tindakan tegas perlu diambil. Kita akan pastikan bagi pihak SPR dan PDRM terutamanya, bukan untuk mana-mana parti, tapi untuk SPR dan PDRM ada special lane untuk tindakan pantas diambil, terutama oleh platform-platform media sosial yang paling kerap digunakan.
He said this after officiating the Anak Pantai SPM Excellence Seminar in Kuala Lumpur earlier on Saturday. Fahmi added that a meeting with social media companies will also be held next week to ensure swift action can be taken against false or misleading content as the state election draws near. In the meantime, the Gabungan Rakyat Sabah or GRS manifesto for the upcoming Sabah state election will showcase the state government's track record since 2020. According to its Deputy Secretary General, Dato' Armizan Muhammad Ali, the coalition is not merely making promises, but taking concrete steps to strengthen governance and build a stronger legal foundation in Sabah. Armizan said the document will highlight the GRS-led state government's achievements in implementing significant legal reforms, thus reflecting its firm commitment to a comprehensive reform agenda. To date, 51 state enactments have been introduced or amended, covering a wide range of areas. Among them, the Solid Waste and Public Cleansing Management Enactment 2022, the Energy Commission of Sabah Enactment 2023, and the Gas Supply Enactment 2023. The government also amended the state constitution in 2023, introducing an anti-hopping law, as well as the Sabah Climate Change and Carbon Governance Enactment 2025. Institutional reform efforts have also resulted in a key milestone, with the State Attorney General's Department now empowered to prosecute all criminal cases under state law. The GRS manifesto is expected to be launched after nomination day on November 15th. Malaysia is accelerating its push toward a cleaner, more sustainable industrial future. And the East Coast Economic Region Development Council, ECERDC, is taking the lead. Its Chief Operating Officer, Datuk Ragu Sampasivam, said investments in renewable energy and advanced materials are already taking shape across the East Coast corridor.
In those regards, I think in the East Coast itself, like I said, we have some investments in the hydro projects, solar farms that are coming into play. As for advanced materials in the East Coast, we are looking at how can we harness the resources that we have in the rare earth elements. And initial steps have been taken to realize the potential of the rare earth in the East Coast itself.
Ragu said this while appearing as a guest on TV3's flagship business and financial talk show, Money Matters, which aired on Saturday. He also added that the initiatives are expected to create new industrial clusters, jobs and sustainable growth opportunities across the region. Couple survives crash after swerving to avoid motorcyclists. This and more from the local front when we come back.
Warga Pulau Pinang, anda bertuah kerana Karnival Jom Heboh membawakan larian santai Jom Heboh yang julung kali diadakan. Jom bersama selebriti dan personaliti media prima untuk larian santai 5km yang menyeronokkan. Bukan hanya berlari, ada beg hadiah dan cabutan bertuah menanti anda selain kemeriahan di Karnival Jom Heboh. Ceriakan pagi Ahad bersama larian santai Jom Heboh Ahad 9 November di Stadium Negeri Pulau Pinang, Batu Kawan. Untuk penyertaan, layari media sosial Jom Heboh Official di Instagram, Facebook dan TikTok. Jom kita lari bersama-sama.
Jalan-jalan, cari makan.
Gendang-gendut tali kecapi. Cari kari, dapat hadiah lagi.
Memang puas hati.
Misi menangi kari dah bermula. Tak sabarnya nak menang.
Kari, kari, kari.
Nak tahu syarat-syarat penyertaan? Senang je. Pergi ke laman media sosial TV3 Malaysia untuk maklumat lanjut.
Sur, padu.
Dan saksikan Jalan-Jalan Cari Makan setiap Ahad 11.30 pagi di TV3. Atau stream juga melalui Tonton untuk peluang menang hadiah. Kari penuh rasa, hadiah penuh gaya.
Cahaya Deepavali menyuluh realiti. Majalah 3, 20 Oktober.
Masa tu dua anak saya tak ada makan ni. Saya susah-susah sangat.
Pembelian dia bawah 100, dia tak boleh beli satu pun.
999, 21 Oktober.
Perselisihan faham dan juga pertengkaran.
Fail Mahkamah, 22 Oktober. Hanya di TV3.
Nona menyalakan kreativiti, membakar inspirasi dan menyulam kisah yang memukau.
Halo, kalau saya tak kenal dia, kalau saya rasa macam saya nak down, saya nak jatuh, saya akan push. Sampai sekarang tak adalah jatuh macam tu, tak ada. Tapi saya ada satu tenaga yang menguatkan diri saya sendiri.
Orang kata rebak ni adalah suara manusia. Sebab apa yang digesek, apa yang kita petik di rebak, dinyanyikan semula dalam bentuk lirik.
Welcome back. In Kedah, a couple narrowly escaped death after their car skidded off the road near a petrol station in Taman Angsana, Changlun on Saturday. The car spun several times before crashing into a street lamp, with the impact being so strong that the engine was thrown out of the vehicle. CCTV footage of the incident has since gone viral on social media. The impact also caused the driver to be thrown out of the vehicle. Kubang Pasu District Police Chief Superintendent Muhammad Razi Abdul Rahim confirmed receiving a report on the incident. Preliminary investigations found that the car was travelling from Bukit Kayu Hitam towards Jitra when the driver swerved to avoid a motorcycle that suddenly changed lanes, causing the vehicle to skid to the left shoulder of the road and hit a lamp post. The 27-year-old driver and his 24-year-old wife suffered injuries and were taken to Jitra Hospital for treatment. In Pulau Pinang, a 52-year-old local man has been remanded for 7 days to assist in investigations into the robbery and assault of former International Islamic University Malaysia IIUM Rector Tan Sri Zulkifli Abdul Razak. Northeast District Police Chief Assistant Commissioner Abdul Razak Muhammad said the remand order until next Friday is to facilitate investigations under the Penal Code for robbery causing injury. On Thursday, 74-year-old Tan Sri Zulkifli, who is also a former Vice-Chancellor of University Science Malaysia, received 15 stitches to his head after being robbed while returning from subuh prayers near his home in Taman Pekaka. The incident, which occurred around 6:45 a.m., saw the suspect allegedly strike him with an object resembling a pistol before fleeing the scene. State Police Chief Dato' Azizi Ismail said the suspect was arrested in Bayan Lepas and found to have 10 prior drug-related records and 3 previous criminal offences. The Malaysian Anti-Corruption Commission, MACC, has confirmed it is not conducting any investigation involving the Football Association of Malaysia, FAM, over the issue of documentation for 7 heritage players. Its Chief Commissioner, Tan Sri Azam Baki, said the matter is currently classified as a technical issue and falls outside MACC's jurisdiction.
Kita nak lihat tentang rayuan daripada FAM terlebih dahulu kepada FIFA. Jadi FIFA akan sama ada dia nak consider atau tidak terpulang pada mereka. Tetapi pada buat masa ini SPRM tidak akan menyiasat kes ni kerana ia lebih pada tindakan oleh FIFA, dan juga kita mengambil kira tentang pengesahan yang dibuat oleh KDN.
Azam added that the MACC has already received clarification from FAM and found the issue to be limited to documentation submitted to FIFA. However, he said the Commission will revisit the matter should any suspicious elements arise following FIFA's decision on the appeal. "11 killed as Israel launches Gaza's deadliest truce breach." The details when Nightline returns.
Dari kota ke desa, warna Deepavali kita kongsi bersama. Nona 19 Oktober. Bersamamu 19 Oktober. Malaysia hari ini 20 Oktober. Wanita hari ini 20 Oktober. Nyalakan keriangan Deepavali hanya di TV3.
Rahsia, dendam, pembalasan. Ilmu hitam satu penyesalan dan satu kifarah yang tidak dapat dielakkan. Dan balasan itu akan bermula 9 Oktober.
Jangan cakap kami tak wani.
Deepavali tahun ni memang lain macam meriahnya.
Rawa Tose super nak aprin sana.
Memang sedap.
Rawa Tose 18 Oktober. Tahun Naho 19 Oktober. Nyalakan keriangan Deepavali hanya di TV3.
Dari Melaka ke negeri Pahang, singgah sebentar. Singgah ke mana? Singgah ke Pahang lah untuk meneruskan misi mencari kari yang paling unik, asli dan terbaik. Mereka menggunakan ikan pancing yang memang fresh. Di manakah pot kari yang terbaik dekat Pahang ni? Sama-sama kita nantikan jalan-jalan cari makan Ahad 11.30 pagi di TV3 dan stream juga melalui Tonton.
News from the foreign front. Zionist forces have killed 11 members of a Palestinian family in Gaza, the deadliest single violation of the fragile ceasefire since it took effect 8 days ago. The attack reportedly occurred on Friday evening when a tank shell was fired by Zionist forces at a civilian vehicle carrying the Abu Shaban family in the Zaytun neighborhood of Gaza City. 7 children and 3 women were among those killed when the Zionist military fired on the vehicle as the family attempted to reach their home to inspect it. The attack raised the total number of people killed by Israel since the ceasefire began to 28. Meanwhile, another 15 bodies of Palestinians detained by Israel have been returned to Gaza as part of the ceasefire deal, bringing the total to 135. Earlier, Hamas had handed over the remains of an additional captive it recovered in the ravaged Gaza Strip. The armed wing of Hamas, the Qassam Brigades, said on Friday that its fighters handed over the remains without elaborating on where the body was retrieved. According to the group, the remains were pulled out earlier in the day and were those of an occupation prisoner. Shortly after, Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu's office confirmed that Israel had received the coffin of a captive handed over to the Red Cross by Hamas in Gaza. A commercial passenger flight operated by Air China was safely diverted to Shanghai on Saturday after a battery stowed in a passenger's carry-on luggage caught fire. Air China confirmed the incident, which occurred aboard the national carrier's daily flight from Hangzhou in eastern China to Incheon International Airport in South Korea. A video clip circulating online, purportedly filmed by a passenger, showed travellers and crew trying to put out a fire as flames were visible in an overhead compartment. No injuries were reported in the incident. In other news, at least 4 people were injured in Hong Kong's central business district on Saturday after a blaze broke out at the China Cam Tower. The fire reportedly started at about 4:24 p.m. local time, with initial reports suggesting it may have been triggered when scaffolding on the building caught fire. Firefighters are still battling the flames, with reports indicating that 3 individuals remain trapped inside one of the building's elevators. Thailand's Democrat Party has appointed ex-Premier Abhisit Vijay as its newest leader. Party members on Saturday voted with 96% support to reinstate Abhisit as leader in a vote broadcast on local media. Abhisit, who led Thailand from 2008 to 2011 during the global financial crisis, gained early popularity for his eloquent debating style. However, his leadership was marred by the military crackdown on red shirts protesters in 2010 that killed more than 90 people and left over 2,000 wounded. Thailand is currently governed by a minority government, with Prime Minister Anutin Charnvirakul pledging to dissolve parliament and hold a new election within 4 months. Switching to sports, football, the Malaysia FA Cup. 2 quarter-final first legs took place on Saturday night. Kuching City FC claimed a 4-1 win over Terengganu FC, while Faisal Halim starred in Selangor FC's dominant 4-0 victory over Negeri Sembilan at the Paroi Stadium on Saturday. The Red Giants took the lead in the 33rd minute when Faisal opened the scoring before Trigo Moraes doubled their advantage just 2 minutes into the second half. Zach Clow added a third in the 55th minute after heading home a pinpoint cross from Faisal. Faisal then capped the scoring in the 63rd minute to complete the 4-0 rout. On to badminton, the 2025 Denmark Open. National mixed doubles pair Chen Tangji and To Yi-wei fell short in their bid for their first World Tour title of the year after losing to China's Jiang Zhenbang and Wei Shaixin on Saturday. The world number 4 pair fought hard for every point, but eventually went down 17-21, 21-18, 18-21 in a 64-minute encounter against the Chinese pair. The loss marks the Malaysians' 4th defeat to Zhenbang and Yashin in 6 encounters. And that concludes Nightline this time around. Before we leave, let's take a look at the 2025 Seoul International Aerospace and Defense Exhibition, which kicked off with a stunning aerial performance by the South Korean Air Force's Black Eagles aerobatic team. With that, I'm Nadia Azmi. Thank you for watching and take care.